My mother-in-law ruined my wedding.
What else was she supposed to do?
My fiance and I are getting married in 2 months. As the wedding has been getting closer, my future mother-in-law is showing signs of craziness I have never seen before.
Because it was always about her.
I have known my mother-in-law for over 5 years now, and have always loved her. By the way, this comes from Proud Rooster 1557, and if you want to submit your own stories, go to the r/okstorytime subreddit. I'm Sophia.
I'm Riley.
And I'm Keon.
And we'll try to give our best advice, but we haven't experienced most of these situations ourselves, so if you have, let us know what you would do in the comments. And OP says, a little backstory. My fiance's parents were married 27 years, and they ended up getting divorced a couple of years ago due to financial reasons. My future father-in-law remarried to a wonderful lady who has tried to connect with me and my fiance's brother's fiance.
Reconnect me with my... Wait, go pull it back up if you don't mind.
Fiance's... OP's
my
fiance's
brother's
fiance.
fiance.
So
okay.
basically,
Girlfriends. Trying to make
brother-in-law's
girlfriends.
girlfriend.
Got it.
There has been a lot of drama recently due to my future mother-in-law not being told the date of our wedding as soon as we confirmed it. She found out from her ex-husband because my fiance was still living with him. On the rehearsal dinner invitation card, I put it was hosted by the groom's family. I wanted her to feel included even though she isn't paying for it. She was upset because no one told her about it or asked. I think that's a fair thing to be upset for, to be like, no one told me about the wedding.
No one told me about the wedding date, and no one told you that you rehearsed. You know, so far, I see where the mother-in-law's come from.
My fiance told her it was because of her financial issues, and he didn't want it to be a burden on her. I think you still should have told her, and then she could make that decision of whether or not she could afford it.
Yeah.
You could even say, like, hey, I know you've been having, like, I just want to invite you because I care about you and I wish you could come, but if you can't, I totally understand. She visited our house and pulled me aside to say, what are the seating arrangements going to be like for the wedding? As long as you don't sit me next to her, talking about my father-in-law's new wife. Also fair. I mean, I don't know if you needed to say that specifically.
She probably said it differently, too.
She has voiced her opinion over several occasions about how she wants it to be known she is the mother of the groom and not my father-in-law's new wife.
Also fair.
She's probably saying these pretty nastily, though.
Okay.
She is constantly reminding everyone she will be civil at our shower and wedding for the sake of her boys. In my opinion, you don't announce you will be civil, you just are. She has repeatedly sent text messages to my fiance and his brother, as well as her ex-husband, talking about how she has received the bad end of the stick in life, but she wants to do what's best for her boys. Today, I received a text message from her about a shirt a friend of hers got her. The shirt says Mother of the Groom with the letter O in of as a diamond ring. Underneath, it says our wedding date. Underneath that, it says, I loved him first with the date of my fiance's birthday. Okay.
Cute.
That's
a little weird. That one's a little weird.
I'm sorry.
That one's a little weird. I'd be like, okay. I have spoken to my mom about this, and I'm genuinely lost for what to do. I feel offended by the shirt, and I also think it's supposed to be a jab at my father-in-law's new wife as well.
Oh, I see.
Ooh, yeah.
Ha-cha-cha.
Any advice, please? And there are some comments.
Dude.
It seems like she is just causing problems. She just wants to be center of attention and cause a little drama.
You know, if this happened to me,
Mm-hmm.
my wife, my fiance, I probably would have the same reaction I have now. Oh, really? She's causing problems? Oh, I thought this was just some things she'd like. We don't have to listen to them all.
Yeah.
I do
think that is the solution. It's just like, okay.
But if I heard all these things, I'd probably be like, okay, just don't sit her beside of the chick, I guess.
I agree. It's like, obviously she's causing problems, but I don't think there's, she's not throwing things at people. She's just being kind of annoying.
Like that one story we
read. So I think you just say, okay, we won't sit her next to that person.
A scale out of 1 to 10 of how much of a mother-in-law bridezilla she is being. Give her like a 4.
I give her a 5. She's being annoying.
I'm gonna say 5 right now, but I can see
Could get worse.
I could see it doubling.
I could see it getting worse, but right now I'm like, okay.
Comment 1. She's jealous and insecure, perhaps a mother-in-law bouncer if she can't behave herself at the wedding. Let them deal with babysitting her. OP says, way ahead of you, LOL. My wedding coordinator is such a girl's girl, and she is ready at any given moment to throw hands. Reply, is the shirt to communicate something to mother-in-law's ex-husband and or new wife? Because I was reading about the shirt and thought it was enmeshment, like mother-in-law being possessive of her son versus you, OP. OP says, see, I think that's the message that I'm picking up on too. I think she got a 2-for-1 deal because it's a jab at the new wife, but also could be for me too because I'm the one marrying him. Reply, okay, yeah. I think it's the wedding ring image and son's birthday that makes me lean towards her son's marriage with you. Edit, next day. I actually can see this woman not intending to take a shot at you. Like if she was worked up, pushing back at everything and just got messy AF. So I have a mom who does not understand boundaries. And my brothers have told me at times it feels like she was trying to make them be not just her son, but trying to make them fill her social and emotional needs. Have you felt like she blurs the lines of what a mom should expect of your partner? Like, does she want him to drop what he's doing and attend to her? Or attend to her when she has big feelings or crises? OP says, hold on now. I was not ready for that. So a while ago, when she first moved out on her own again, she would call him repeatedly to work on something in her house. Sure, it was things she absolutely needed and couldn't afford, like a front porch. Hers was dry rotted and not safe.
She asked for a front porch?
She needed that front porch. Then it got to be mowing the grass or pulling up roots, etc., etc. Finally, she stopped doing that, but at one point, she was doing that. Comment 2 says, is she planning on wearing it to the rehearsal dinner or the wedding? If not, why'd she text you a pic of it? Looking for a reaction? I wouldn't give her one. OP says, I have no idea. I'm too afraid to ask her when she plans on wearing it because I don't want it to seem like I'm inviting her to wear that thing. I think she was looking for a reaction. My response back was just, aw, which is not how I usually respond. Comment 3 says, divorced mom of 2 boys here. I really don't think you have to really worry much over your mother-in-law. Just make sure you give an extra little attention to her. She is feeling very insecure because not only is her long-term marriage gone, father-in-law moved on, and now she's losing her son.
Oh.
We raise daughters and have best friends for life. We raise sons to be good husbands to their wives. Add the embarrassment of not being able to financially support anything, she's probably really feeling like she's losing everything all over again. That tiny bit of extra energy will pay off immensely with way more rewards than you can imagine for years to come. OP says, I do try my best to include her in things. I've asked her to be in charge of picking the mother-son dance. I'm finding some pictures that I would like her to take with her son the day of the wedding, just to make her feel like she's actually included. Unfortunately, the list of things that Mog does for the wedding is slim. I am blessed that my parents are taking care of things. I do disagree with the fact she's losing her son. I have made it crystal clear she will always be his mom, and I will have no part in what my fiance says to her. I know he respects me and my decisions. While I do agree she's probably reliving a lot of emotions with the wedding, this is not the time for her to hash out her emotions, as it's raining on the happiness I am supposed to feel. She openly discusses things with me, and in my honest opinion, I should be the last person she discusses things with. I give her what I am capable of, and if it's not enough for her, it's no longer my problem. And there is a small update, folks.
This is smart, giving her a little bit extra attention.
Yeah.
Let her feel loved.
Just give her enough to keep her happy.
You got to realize she's going through a transitional time in her life.
And she's being annoying, but it's nothing I don't think you can handle.
She's not handling it the best. You just got to juggle with it. Roll with the punches. Honestly, I'm moving her down to a 3. I realize where she's coming from. I'm just going to love on her some more.
I think she's middle ground because she could go either way.
I think this is just in-law. Yeah. This is from what we've read before.
That's middle of the road to me.
Yeah.
I give it a 3 because right now I don't have to love her a little bit more, and I don't have to physically do anything extra.
True. But there is a small update.
Oh boy.
We had our couples shower today. Mother-in-law and father-in-law were very civil with each other, and she met the new wife. Okay, see, she said she would be civil, and she was. Everything was fine from what I'm told. For the shirt, the next day after she sent the pic of the shirt, I casually dropped a comment saying, hey, people have been asking about the attire for the shower, and I've just been telling them something you would typically wear for church or a nice dinner somewhere. She responded back, okay, and today she walked in with a very classy top and pants. No mother of the groom shirt. Overall, it was a very classy party, and I'm very happy there wasn't any drama.
I just think she's hurt, expressing how she feels.
Yeah.
That was it.
And there is another update.
Okay.
I feel like we still have more than half of the story to go, so I do imagine it probably will get worse.
I don't know why, but I feel like mother-in-law is going to be cool.
Yeah.
She's going to be chill. She's just hurt. She's expressing it. She's
She's
actually
fine.
not going to do anything.
She's okay.
She's getting through this hard part of her life.
Update 2. At the couple shower, everything was fine until it got to the point of opening gifts.
No.
Uh-oh.
Mother-in-law.
Uh-oh. My fiance and I did not intend on opening gifts in front of people. We just wanted to celebrate everyone being together and open the gifts privately. We started opening the gifts while everyone was conversing and mingling. However, my future mother-in-law's mom and aunt decided they were going to stand right next to us the entire time while we opened gifts. They even started dictating what gifts we open next. I have never in my life seen some people act that way. What? Okay, that's the only one where I'm like, people, every birthday I've been, people have been like, open mine next. That's like super common.
I was at a baby shower recently. They were helping the couple pick out gifts because the couple's the ones opening them.
Yeah.
Everyone else could
Everyone else
pick.
gets to
It
pick.
has to be interactive.
I don't know. That's how my family's always done it. It's been like, okay, open to mine next.
Usually at my last birthday party, I was just handed gifts and I opened them. That's
Yeah, we
how
all
it
went, okay,
goes.
Riley, take this one now.
Yeah. I honestly don't even see a problem with mother-in-law.
I don't either.
Not quite yet. My future mother-in-law decided to make a comment to my fiance's dad by saying, "Can you believe these kids are getting married just a few days before we got married?" This comment was made in front of my future father-in-law's new wife. Oh, wait. Yeah. No, wait, no, sorry. Future mother-in-law said this. "Can you believe these kids are getting married just a few days before we got married?" This comment was made in front of my future father-in-law's new wife. I have never wanted to crawl into a hole more in my entire life.
This puts her up to a 5.
I think she's still at a 5. Fast forward a little bit later. My fiance's brother and his fiance booked a wedding venue and didn't tell anyone because it really was not a huge deal. My future mother-in-law was livid at the fact she was not included in this information. She put my fiance and his brother in a group chat and basically called his brother out for not giving information, as well as us for not filling her in on our wedding details.
She probably just feels left out.
Yeah. I decided right then and there, between the awful shirt and the way she was talking to my fiance, that she wouldn't be joining me when it came to finding a wedding dress, and it would only be me and my mom.
Cute.
Previously, she asked if she could come along because she had never had any girls to get this experience with. At first, I was very understanding and wanted her to come with me. However, that completely changed things. A month ago, my mom and I decided it was time to find a wedding dress. We booked an appointment at a shop and honestly didn't think we would find the dress, you know? Of course, I did end up finding my dress there, and I didn't tell anyone, including future mother-in-law. I received a text 2 days ago from my future mother-in-law asking if I had found my wedding dress yet and that the wedding was coming up quick, like I wasn't already aware. So I flat out told her that I did find one. She texted me yesterday asking if she could drop by to give some things to my fiance while he was at work, and I replied back, sure. She shows up at my house with the things she wanted to give to my fiance, and then we get to chatting. At first it was innocent. Then she asks me, well, do you have a picture of your dress? I told her I do, but I was going to let it be a surprise for the wedding, which is literally 2 weeks away at this point. I said the only people who know what my dress looks like is my mom, dad, and grandmother, who sadly can't make it to the wedding due to health issues. She said she understood and changed the subject to the song her and my fiance's dad decided dance to at their wedding.
Okay.
They are no longer married. From the shower and dropping inappropriate comments in front of my future father-in-law's new wife to now my wedding, she is basically wanting to reenact her wedding at my wedding to get some sort of emotion out of it.
She's so lost at this point.
Yeah. I told my fiance what happened, and his exact words were, it's like she wants us to reenact their wedding because she misses their marriage, and I'm not doing that. She then played me the song from their wedding, which was atrocious, and I smiled and said, "Ah, how sweet." Well, this is what me and my fiance are doing. This was already settled a month ago, and proceeded to play her a snippet of the song my fiance and I will be dancing to. She smiled and said it was sweet, and eventually she left. Then I got a text from my fiance's brother's fiance saying our future mother-in-law was going to her house, in which I offered thoughts and prayers to her because she's also planning a wedding. She texted me after a while and said, "I love the idea of you not showing anyone your dress until the day of. I'm thinking of doing that." I responded with, "Yeah, I want everyone to be surprised." Typically, when something is bothering someone, especially women, what is the first thing you do? You talk it out with someone. If something doesn't bother you, what do? You don't talk about it with anyone because it doesn't bother you that badly. So my future mother-in-law proceeded to talk to my future sister-in-law about the fact that I didn't show her my dress because I wanted it to be a surprise. I know she was livid about it because I know she wanted to be there when I found my dress because that's what she did with her ex's mom. I do not feel like carrying that tradition because that's what she did.
Okay.
I solely wanted my mom there and my mom alone because she never got that experience with her mother, and it was one of the best days ever.
Aww.
And there is a third update, but do you have any other thoughts?
I don't know. This mother-in-law is just going to be pissed at whatever. At this
Yeah.
point, she's finding things to be...
She's just creating problems now.
Yeah.
I do think, she probably is upset that she doesn't get to take you to the wedding dress shopping, even because you agreed. But you didn't want her there for very valid reasons, and it ended up being a very nice moment for you and your mom.
Yeah. I was rooting for the mother-in-law in this story. I was hoping she'd come around. She was just hurt. She misses her marriage. Her actions would be okay. Now she's letting some things slip. I just think she needs a good group of friends to hang out with.
Yeah.
She needs that. Like
She
all
needs
these
to get
things.
over father-in-law.
Yeah, like literally all these things and reasons why this is happening is because she's having expectations of what she thinks is going to happen. And that's kind of what her life's revolving around. She doesn't have anything outside of her life. She's
Exactly.
divorced. She's mourning that. She's trying to be there for her two sons that, like, financially she can't be there. So she's trying to do her best physically. And it seems like she's kind of missing some things. I don't know. I'm still rooting for her.
We were all rooting for you. But there is an update. Now that the wedding and honeymoon are over, I can finally give everyone an update. I want some popcorn and something stronger because it's going to be a doozy.
No.
First things first. To the people who have previously commented to give my mother-in-law a chance, show support for her, be kinder to her, include her more, you are also wrong. That's you, Riley.
No. Okay. Look, you can't blame me for trying to want to help someone out.
Yeah, you were just thinking the best of her.
I don't want to see an effing comment about how wrong I was because I didn't know the end of the story. I don't want to see it.
He doesn't want to see it.
I'm ready. Wait.
I know this woman better than
I'm ready
anyone. Now. Oh, you said I'm ready.
I said wait. I'm ready now.
Oh, okay, sorry. I know this woman better than anyone, and I know her intentions were directed at me and stepmother-in-law in a negative way. She proved that during the whole weekend. To start, the weekend before we got married, my husband and I received a text and a group message from mother-in-law saying, "Last week for the single life, then it's officially I do." OP's not single. I know she is from an older generation where that was the phrase, but it still irked me because what exactly have I been? The past 5.5 years I've been with your son. Definitely not single. Now it's Friday, rehearsal dinner day when mother-in-law arrives. That morning, she sent my husband and father-in-law a picture of her wearing the shirt. The one that says, "Mother of the groom, I loved him first." I'm irritated, but I'm not about to let it ruin anything. We all arrive at the venue for the rehearsal, and I was mingling with some family members before it started. They finally show up, and guess what she's wearing?
No.
A white-based dress with small pink flowers on it.
Not a white dress.
Mother-in-law. Oh, mother.
She's a 10.
Guys. It's cream.
It's
No.
cream. It had pink flowers on it.
It's white based. It's like that. You see her shirt? It's white. It's white based. It's kind of cream. You are a 10 now, mother-in-law.
Yep,
You have
you've gone
finally
up a couple numbers.
graduated to a 10. That's the worst absolute thing you can do
Such
at a
a
wedding.
bad move.
Horrible.
I immediately walk away to my parents and do some deep breathing because it's literally just the rehearsal and I don't need to let her ruin my day. While I was over there, the wedding coordinator was introducing herself to my husband, and my mother-in-law interrupted their conversation and said, "I'm mother-in-law's name. I'm the mother of OP's husband," directly in front of stepmother-in-law and father-in-law. My future sister-in-law informed me of this after the fact. We finished the rehearsal and headed to the dinner where we are told where to sit. There weren't many places to sit anyways. While we were at dinner, one of my bridesmaid's girlfriend arrives and brings a bottle of champagne, which was not expected. We finish dinner and decide at that moment to do a champagne toast with the one bottle of champagne. Clearly, we only had enough for maybe half the people. Yeah, I know it looks bad, but again, it wasn't planned until right then and there. We take pictures and wrap up dinner and start saying our goodbyes to everyone, when all of a sudden, mother-in-law pulls my husband outside along with her two entourage. I look at the window and see her bawling her eyes out while bear hugging him and then immediately leaving. I look around thinking, what in the actual heck is her problem? It was a little rude to take him outside, but to only hug him and not even say bye to me? Very rude. I find out later she was upset because she wasn't asked to participate in the champagne toast. No one asked to be in the toast. We were blindly handing out glasses to everyone. I couldn't tell you who got a glass and who didn't. She was also upset we sat where we did. However, she was the first one to arrive for the dinner and choose her spot.
See, all these little things are things she's trying to point out and be upset about.
Yeah, she's just making up things to be upset about at this point.
If she was actually there for her son, that
She'd
was
tough it
awesome.
out.
That was an awesome champagne toast.
Yeah.
That I'm so glad
It's
like you guys
beautiful.
sat there.
Mhm.
You guys look great together. You guys are doing great. Blah 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 blah. But no, she's
But no,
making
she
it all
took
on her.
she took the annoying way.
While wearing her white-based dress.
Yeah. Tisk.
It's cream.
You can
Now-
go to hell, Keon. It is white-based.
Now
I don't
let's
see color.
get it- Now let's get into my favorite part of the whole weekend. Wedding day. Everything was fine the morning of. Got ready with my girls, took pictures, the whole 9 yards. We arrived at the venue to start taking more pictures, and mother-in-law has not even arrived yet. My husband and I did a first look and everything, and she didn't even show up for that. She was given a time to arrive, and she was late. We had to wait on her to take family pictures, and when she arrived, y'all, she was wearing the purest white-based dress with pink flowers on it.
Oh,
Wait, she changed it?
my
Is it a
God. She
different
made it more
dress?
white.
She made it more white.
She made it more. See, I told you the original one was cream.
My bridesmaids immediately came up to me and walked me away from the situation, which was good on them. After I calmed down, we went back to get her for pictures, and I was as nice as I could possibly be during that time. I managed to avoid her during the rest of the time before the ceremony and let her mingle with my family. The ceremony starts, and it's beautiful. Then I see my husband walking mother-in-law down the aisle. Y'all, I find out later when he led her to her seat, she tried to kiss him on the mouth. The rest of the
mouth?
ceremony was... Wait,
What?
her son?
Wait, what?
No, husband. Sorry,
Oh.
husband.
Okay.
Her
That's
husband?
still crazy. She tried to kiss her ex-husband.
She's going through it right now. She's
Yeah.
relapsing.
Yeah.
Whatever's happening.
The rest of the ceremony was fine, and cocktail hour begins. We walk down the beach for more wedding pictures, and it's now time for the entrance to the reception. My husband is nowhere to be found. Turns out mother-in-law and her 2 entourage were holding him back to have a conversation with him about what, I don't know. At this point, my brother is running down the beach to get him back for our entrance. I was furious at this point, not necessarily at him, but a little because we were on a time crunch. We finally get to the reception, and it was great. Our first dance was great. The father-daughter dance brought everyone to tears, and ironically, once the mother-son dance started, everyone kind of started drinking and was ready to party. During the reception, I needed just a little break from dancing, and my husband's grandmother comes up to me and starts showing me pictures of mother-in-law and father-in-law's wedding from 30 years ago. I looked at her and said, "I need to go dance with my husband," and walked away so fast to the bar. The rest of the night was beautiful, and we had an amazing time. Some of the people from the wedding came back to the house we were staying in to keep partying, and my future sister-in-law was one of them. We were basically yelling with each other about mother-in-law's action, and apparently mother-in-law said some things to future sister-in-law like, "Hey, future sister-in-law, remember me? I'm mother-in-law. Hello. Leave me alone, mother-in-law." Just very obnoxiously because my future sister-in-law hadn't had the chance to speak to her yet. We all go to bed and wake up happily married and start to pack for our honeymoon.
Yay!
Woo-hoo!
Okay.
We've got there.
So, acting kind of crazy.
Yeah.
White dress over the top. But no cake was fallen.
Yeah.
No.
Didn't have to drag her out.
Didn't have to drag her out. No
Could have
escorts
been
were made.
worse. Could have been
Yeah.
worse. My husband gets a text from mother-in-law saying, "Have fun in Jamaica since I'll never get the chance to go." He responded with a very quick, "Okay." And we didn't speak to her for an entire week, which was amazing. By the way, you should listen to full episodes for an entire week on Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, or Spotify. Just search up OK Storytime.
Yep. You can do it for 10.5 weeks at this point.
But there is a little bit left to the story. Any final thoughts?
At first, I was rooting for the mother-in-law. She wore cream, then white-based.
Yeah.
She left. I want to apologize to Keon for telling him to go to HE hockey sticks. Sorry, I was in the heat of the moment, and I actually feel bad about that, and I'm asking for your forgiveness.
Kiss me on the lips first.
Okay.
All right. I
Done.
guess you're never getting that forgiveness then.
I'm going to give it to him.
Nah, actually,
But
I'm okay.
there is a little bit left to this story.
It's just, sorry, real quick. I had hope.
That she would be better than this.
That I was
She
gonna
would
kiss
have
you?
wear white. Dude, just don't. Why is it so hard? Just don't wear white to a wedding. I didn't even wear a white shirt to a wedding because I was afraid that it would be too much. I wore a blue one.
I think that men can wear white shirts.
You wear a white
Nobody
shirt.
told me that. That is such a sexist world we live in. Men can wear white shirts, but women can't wear white dresses. This is crazy. I'm done. I can't. The attire of weddings just confuse me all around. Can you wear a hat? A man can wear a hat, but a woman can't?
No.
Ah!
Nobody can wear hats.
You want to wear a bra?
What about like a...
Do you want to wear a bra?
I
Anyway,
hadn't even thought about that. But what about a news cap hat?
sure.
My dad kind of
I'll
wears
let you wear a
one.
news cap hat.
I don't want to wear it. I'm not old enough to wear one of those.
So for those who once again think I'm the bad person here for not giving her a chance, I tried to. After many attempts at trying to help her find a dress to wear or de-escalate certain situations, she'll make herself the victim. She purposely wore white-based dresses to both events on purpose, and 100% wore that shirt to send to my husband and father-in-law to make sure they knew she was gonna get some kind of attention. I have spoken to her since the wedding, and it has been very brief. We haven't spoken about the wedding yet, and I don't know that we will. For the future babies, if we decide to, my husband and I are on the same page when it comes to her. There are boundaries we are both seeing for when that time comes, and we will absolutely not tolerate her crap. And that is the end of that story, folks.
All right. Fair.
Yeah, don't tolerate it. She's clearly causing problems.
Yeah.
We hoped she wasn't gonna, but she did.
And she disrespected what you were trying to do. And, you know,
Not
that's...
gonna lie.
Gave her chances.
In the first half, she got us. She got
She
Riley
sure
for
did.
sure.
She sure did. But that's the end of that story, and we've got another one coming right up.
My mother criticizes my parenting.
Well, maybe you should try it if you're so good.
I am a 33 female living in the UK. My mother is 67 female. We are extremely close up until a couple of weeks ago. I have 2 sons, 3 and 1, and my mother and father watch them for me when I'm at work. When I'm not at work, I spent a lot of my time at my parents' house doing things with my mother. By the way, this comes from Annoydamus, and if you want to submit your own stories, go to the r/OKstorytime subreddit where this one was submitted. It's one of our own babies. And we'll try to give our best advice, but we have not experienced most of these situations ourselves. So if you have, let us know your take in the comments. OP says, it's important to note that my mother and I have very different views on parenting. I believe in treating children with the same respect you would an adult and allowing children to express their feelings. My older son can get physical when he's upset, and being tired or hungry can exacerbate his emotions. I have been working really hard with him on this. I take him for timeouts, and I talk to him about other strategies to use, and we practice them together.
We should do that with Sophia.
We really should. Sophia, go sit in the corner for a sec.
I'm hungry!
Sophia,
That's enough.
that's enough.
Maybe you should eat more food before you come on the stream.
I was vacuuming the entire house, please.
Don't hit me.
Sounds like that's an
I
issue.
didn't have time to eat.
You're becoming very hormonal right now.
Oh no, don't say that.
Calm down.
He's a woman doctor.
I know what words to prescribe to her.
How's your boyfriend?
Did you get one yet?
Works every time.
No, I don't
dang.
started.
It's going to be 6 months until it actually works
No,
out.
it's not.
No, Riley, it works every time. Whenever she's in a grumpy state or mindset,
We
just
just
say,
gotta
"How's your
mention-
boyfriend?" And she just looks like that. Look, see?
I'm not.
Beautiful. She's not even hungry anymore.
Yeah, she's like, "What's food?"
She's thinking about that meat slice.
Ew,
Ew.
gross. Ew, that's gross.
Stop.
Anyway.
How's your boyfriend?
Beautiful.
Anyway,
Hey, calm down.
I'm calm.
I take him for timeouts, and I talk to him about other strategies to use. He's 3, so he doesn't use the strategies often or on his own. Sometimes
He's 3, so he doesn't quite understand the strategies that we're trying to use.
Sometimes he screams and cries, and it takes a while for him to calm down. I usually take him to a room and stay with him until he calms down, and we can talk about what happened. I let him cry until he's ready. Sometimes that takes 10 to 20 minutes. We have gotten to the point where he can take deep breaths once he starts to calm down, and his tantrums have reduced in time and frequency. It all started on my younger son's birthday a couple of weeks ago. My mother, myself, and my boys went out all to eat together and went for a walk. Afterwards, we were planning on going back to her house so the boys could nap and we could play games. My youngest will nap, but my oldest has recently been growing out of naps. We will have nap one day and not the next. When he does nap, we won't go to sleep until 9 or later, and it'll be rough. He will act up when he gets tired, hitting, kicking, or throwing tantrums. All normal toddler behavior. This has created a problem between my mother and me because she doesn't agree with how I handle his behavior. I've done a lot of research on parenting, and I believe that children should be allowed to have their feelings. I refuse to scare a child into not expressing them. We had talked about it previously and decided that I would step in and handle behaviors, so she didn't have to. On this particular day, I knew he wouldn't want to nap, so I asked Mom to drive him around in my car while I put my youngest down. She did for about 10 minutes, and he fell asleep. When I went to transfer him to a bed, he woke up. He was very upset and did not want to nap. I told him we were going to lay down together for a few minutes, and then we could get up. He did not want to nap anymore, so he started crying and screaming. I tried to stay calm. I knew it would pass when he was ready. I sat on the bed and told him that I was going to rest. My mom came in and tried to get him to calm down, which did not work. He needs time to get it all out, as we all do sometimes. She left, but stayed by the door. He opened the door, and she came in and picked him up. She laid him on the bed and started talking to him in a very angry tone, saying, "You better not wake up your brother." In my opinion, his brother is not his responsibility, and he wasn't in a place to understand where she was coming from. That's when I picked him up and told her I had it handled. She promptly responded, "Do you?" And I was taken a bit aback. So I clapped back with, "Well, what you're doing is really helping." Then she said this was happening way too often and it needed to stop.
Like a 3-year-old having some tantrums?
You mean a 3-year-old being
Have
a
you ever,
3-year-old?
Mother, did you forget about when your child was a 3-year-old?
I hate it when other people are trying to
Yeah.
parent your own kids. And it's like, dude, just
Yeah.
let me figure this one out, okay?
Yeah, man. Unless they're like hitting your kid or, hitting you. Something where it's like you're not parenting your child and someone's getting hurt or something like that.
Come on now.
Stop getting involved.
I'm assuming she was referring to my child having feelings. Like his feelings were too much and she wanted them to stop. I told her we'd leave, and we did. Later that day, I texted her and apologized for escalating the situation and told her we would take a break from coming over to her house. I also offered to answer any questions she had about my reasoning behind the way I parented. She responded saying that parenting was hard, and even she questioned her own parenting. I felt like she had been judging me the entire time we'd been hanging out. She didn't just have a conversation with me about it. The next day, I did get an apology text where she admitted that she had overstepped.
All right. Okay. Improvement. Nice.
I like this.
Yeah, this is good. This is good.
I told her I appreciated the apology. My mom has always been terrible at apologies. They usually start with, "I'm sorry you feel that way." So for her not to say that made me think her apology was genuine. Fast forward a week, and I'm still upset. I can't quite figure out why, though. I had talked to my sister about the situation, and she said she had to stop hanging out with my mom when her kids were toddlers. She also said my mom brought it up to her and said I told them my boys have to follow my mom's rules at her house, but I don't make them. Even my sister said it didn't sound like a rule thing. I had my son's 1-year appointment and took both my boys, as my husband was sick. My oldest threw a tantrum while we were there. After the appointment, our pediatrician told me she was impressed with how well I handled both my boys and how calm I stayed. I told this to my mom, and I said it was nice considering she doesn't agree with how I do things. And she said we can agree to disagree. I may have been rubbing it in a bit, but it's also hard to feel like you're doing the right thing when your mother is telling you you're not. We went for a walk together the next day, but I didn't bring it up. The same weekend, my mother-in-law came to visit. I really love my mother-in-law. We get along great, and she's very sweet. We were at a family gathering when I spotted my mom telling my mother-in-law a story. My mother-in-law was looking straight at me, and then my mom pointed at me and continued telling the story. I love when people do that.
What?
Like they're like looking at you and they're talking. Don't look at that person. Yeah, like Keon the other day, he was like really acting weird. And don't tell him that though.
I'm always acting weird.
Yeah, that's strange.
It's like when none of y'all realized it was Jelly Roll.
I don't even know who Jelly Roll is.
I knew it was
before
Jelly Roll.
We saw
I knew it was Jelly Roll too.
I was like, oh shoot, and I just left the room.
He's like
Hey,
tall.
Jelly
He's much
Roll.
taller in person. Yeah.
They all are.
Everyone's tall.
Not I. No.
Tall to you, Keon.
Dang, man.
No, that's okay.
Okay.
Whoa, he's gentle parenting you now.
Oh no,
It's
It's
okay.
fine.
Talk it out.
I can't change my height.
you can't.
True.
And I love that about you.
That's why I got good charisma.
That's right,
Mhm.
and a great personality
And two
too.
11-year-olds have a crush on you.
Two?
The
That was one.
11-year-olds.
I thought there was one. Oh.
No, it's two.
Oh. Well.
Wow.
Yeah.
They're multiplying. At the end, my mother said, enough is enough. And my mother-in-law politely agreed, and they stopped talking. I was pretty sure I knew what she was talking about. I didn't mention anything to my mother-in-law about the fight between my mother and me because why would I? And you can mention any fight you want to on your favorite podcast platform. Just search up OK Storytime and hit the audio button, play, and you can talk with us on 73 days worth of stories on iHeartRadio, Spotify, or Apple.
Come on over.
Sophia, what do you
Yeah.
think they're talking about here?
I think you gotta set more boundaries with your mom and say, "Hey, mom, I know that you're trying to be helpful, but this is my child. So if you can't listen to our boundaries, then you can't be around the kids."
Yeah. Information diet.
Yeah,
Hanging out diet. I think that's smart. Like, hey, we're not going to come around for a little bit.
yeah. You clearly don't like having my kids over, so
Yeah. Yeah. You think his emotions are too much.
yeah.
I'll just stop.
I'll just not bring my kid over.
Hop on the band. And we got Carly getting on to Keon for not getting him miso soup.
Dude, I want miso soup so much, Carly. I want miso soup.
Wow.
Then why don't you date her and take her?
Yeah, let's go get
Yeah,
miso
just-
soup.
Oh, you can take her then.
You can take her.
Well, actually, I want miso soup.
No, you
You
said
well,
it.
you haven't gotten
already
any
said
yet
it.
either.
Too late.
So to end the story, the next morning, I decided to ask my mother-in-law about the story my mom was telling her. She said she couldn't remember, and I gave her the details I heard and saw. She said she couldn't remember. Then I asked her if it was about my son, and she said no. I then asked if she really didn't remember or if she was just trying not to get in the middle of it. She stayed quiet, which gave me my answer. Now I'm not sure what to do. My mother seems like she doesn't want to talk about things, which is very normal for her, but I can't get over things until I've talked about them. I'm currently being polite to her when she reaches out, but I have no intention of hanging out with her. She does watch my boys for me twice a week, but my husband drops them off and picks them up, so I will not see her unless it's arranged. And advice, please. Advice, please. We have some comments. Nah. What are our comments here?
What are your comments?
I
I've
wanna
already
know
said my
yours
comments.
first.
I've already said my comments. I don't have anything else to say.
Seems like the ball is in your mom's court.
Yeah.
If you're okay with not talking to her, don't talk to her until she's ready. If you really want to talk to her, just bite the bullet. Reach out.
Have a
Can
little
we talk?
combo.
I don't
Wake up,
like,
Mom.
let's have it all out. Talk to me like an a-hole, okay? What do you not like about my parenting style? What do you not see? And OP, I know you know what's happening, and I know you're able to confirm with all your research that you have of why you're doing the things that you're doing. And she might just think of it like an old traditional style. Like, oh, this is how things should be. Oh, this is how it is. If you just give her,
Probably.
and she's probably afraid to see some reasoning there. Package it up and send it to her.
Yeah.
Just have it out. I think you guys
I think
need
you
to
could
have
have you could have a conversation, but yeah, she definitely is being a little annoying.
it. Yep.
I tried to limit my grandmother's access to my life, but it backfired.
Seems like she didn't want an information diet.
And this comes directly from the r/OKStorytime subreddit.
Oh!
This is likely going to be a long one, but I'll try to keep it as concise as possible. I, 33 female, and my husband, 35 male, are expecting our second child.
Yes!
Congrats.
Children!
Yay! It's been a long road to get here, but today I might have effed up.
Uh-oh.
Am I the a-hole, and what do I do now? By the way, this comes from Last Faithfulness 434, and if you want to submit your own stories, go to the r/OKStorytime subreddit. And we haven't been through all of these situations ourselves. We only know what we do, so let us know what you would do in the comments. So OP says, in order to give you the full context of the story, I have to back up a few years. Growing up, my grandmother, 70-something female, was pretty involved in my childhood as far as I can remember. As I got older, I started to notice her animosity towards her ex-husband, my grandfather, and his wife, who I also call my grandma. They had been divorced since before I was born, and my grandpa remarried when I was maybe 4 or 5, so I found this strange. As time had gone on, my grandmother has become increasingly distant from the entire family. It started small by claiming to be sick on days of events like birthday parties for my younger cousins and arranging alternate times to see them. More recently, it got to a point where she's been skipping bigger events like weddings and graduations, and the family would genuinely be surprised to see her, even though she's always invited. What is especially strange is that this family is incredibly tight-knit, and she has slowly backed away like Homer Simpson backing through the bushes. This distance has also expanded to her amount of contact with the family. She often won't return calls or messages, and she is rarely the first to reach out. When she does reach out, if you respond, you typically don't get a response back. It's like she'll go through the motions to send a text on a special occasion, but doesn't want the effort of a conversation or real connection.
Kind of wants to be a grandma.
She's like, I just want the title.
And she seems like she's doing like legit the bare minimum to keep it.
The one thing she will do is Facebook.
Yay, because
she's
that's
just
easy and fun.
And she gets the public acknowledgement that she's a grandma.
And there's so many fun games on Facebook.
But not in a stay genuinely connected sort of way. More like a, look at me, I'm such an amazing grandma kind of way. Very performative with no real connection. She will heart react, leave GIF comments with no words, and take your pictures to post on her own page. My son is currently her cover photo. She also posted about when I was in labor, but couldn't be bothered to respond to a message I had sent her while I was laboring in hospital. Thankfully, she took that post down at my mom's request. Speaking of my son, she met him once when he was a newborn. He's about to turn 3. Her visit was unannounced and, quite frankly, very awkward. The one thing I remember was her being passive-aggressive about my newborn baby using a pacifier.
Well, seems like it can't feed right now. What else am I supposed to do?
Why are you so upset about the pacifier? She yelled at him and said, "Oh," his name. "You don't need that. That's yucks." He probably does need that because he's a baby.
Let the baby be.
I remember thinking, you never come around. Couldn't even be bothered to send a card for the baby shower, but now you're criticizing my parenting? That's yucks. Ever since that visit almost 3 years ago, my grandmother has continued even less contact than before. She has never once reached out to ask how my son is doing. She sends her performative happy birthday or Merry Christmas texts about how much she misses us, is proud of us, yada, yada, yada. But the second you respond and try to start a conversation, crickets. She also went from living in the same city as my uncles and younger cousins to moving out of state. Meanwhile, she's doing the most on Facebook, heart reacting every single post, making her GIF comments, and stealing the pictures she wants to share for her own audience, who is blissfully unaware of her absence.
In some ways, this means more than actually being there.
Yeah, in some ways, this is actually so much better, and I don't think you realize that, OP.
You get the presence of a grandma online and not in real life. I think you don't understand what you have here.
Sometimes this is done with her profile. Sometimes this is done on her boyfriend's profile. There was also a second profile of hers that I had deleted because I was certain it was inactive. This will be important later. On one of the pictures she shared of my child, her boyfriend commented saying, "You're such an amazing great-gram." I'm sorry, but my child doesn't even know who either of them are, which is by her doing. He's not going to remember a visit from when he was a newborn. This has me feeling like her social media is nothing but performative, and she no longer has any real desire for connection. To make it really clear, I went through my phone recently to try to find the last time she and I had a real conversation. We haven't had a phone call in years, and the last time she reached out to me was 1.5 years ago. She wished me a happy new year. I tried to engage her in conversation, and she never responded. She also never responded to a happy birthday message I sent her later in the year.
What?
And as Porky Pig once said, that's all, folks.
Where's Dakota?
That's all, folks.
That's how does he do it?
That's all, folks.
Fast forward to yesterday. We had our first ultrasound. I have struggled with infertility and early miscarriages in the past, so I kept our news pretty quiet until we had confirmation that baby was healthy and viable. Few things the doctor wants to keep an eye on this time around due to the complications with the pregnancy and birth of our son, but nothing alarming at all. We got some ultrasound pictures to take home, and we're happy as can be. When I got home, some anxiety came about making an announcement. I was excited to share our news, but I didn't want my grandmother's performative energy interfering. I decided after a lot of consideration to limit her and her boyfriend from seeing the post. Yeah, they just repost it and they're like, "I'm so happy that I have another grandchild that I'm going to see every day."
Her likes are about to look slim because of that information diet you're getting her. And that's what's up.
I had already been living them from the other posts that felt more personal. It has helped me protect my peace with the situation lately. With support from my family, I drafted the post, created a couple cute images, tagged my husband, and posted. The comments and support came rolling in from extended family, friends, and coworkers. I went to sleep feeling relieved that we were able to finally share this news with the people who are present in our lives. At 1 a.m., first trimester, insomnia came like clockwork. I checked my phone because what else do you do at 1 a.m.? And my heart sank. Remember that inactive second profile I mentioned earlier? The one I deleted from my friends list, assuming it was a passed away profile? Well, it was wrong. Not only is it active, but it is apparently friends with my husband. There was a comment that said, "So happy for you, XX." I panicked.
Uh-oh.
My lizard brain came out in response to the abandonment trauma, and I deleted the comment without even thinking about it. I should have just left it and pretended it got lost in the sea of comments. But my snap judgment brain was like, nope, let's stir this pot. Because now she's gonna see it's deleted. What do? Do I do nothing? Do I pretend I didn't even see it? It was 1 a.m. and normal people would be sleeping. Do I reach out? Do I wait for her to reach out, inevitably pissed? Do I give blatant honesty about why the main profile's access is limited in the first place? Do I even owe her the explanation? She has a tendency to deliberately create distance, but then also react in a really ugly way when she feels left out. For example, it was a big deal when my grandpa, her ex-husband, passed, and she wasn't specifically named in the obituary. Can't do much about that, he's gone. So big drama from her ensued. Then it really upset her that we all stayed close with my grandpa's second wife, who I also call Grandma, which I think is the catalyst that led to even less contact than before. And I'm so on edge about that type of drama being even in the realm of possibilities surrounding this pregnancy.
And I think you have to keep as much peace for this pregnancy.
Yeah.
Cut her out completely.
Yeah, just stop responding to her. Information diet. She's already not there.
Yeah, true. Also, is she getting money off of these posts?
Yeah, they're monetized. I was so careful about drawing quiet boundaries, and now I feel like it's blowing up in my face. Am I the a-hole? Am I overreacting? Help! And there is an update, but what do you think?
You know what you got to do. This grandma just wants to be there virtually and not there physically. She's made her choice. She has, and she continues to make it. Just, people have consequences for their actions, and sometimes your actions are the consequences of others.
And her consequences are that she can't see your kid anymore. Or you. Thank you, everyone, for your responses so far. I thought I was overreacting, but it is validating to see that many feel similarly to me about boundaries with toxic absent family members. By the way, we don't want any boundaries. We want you to listen to full episodes of stories just like this all the time. Just go to Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or iHeartRadio and search up OKstorytime. But there is a little bit left to this story. Any final thoughts?
Nope. Cut her out.
About an hour after I posted this, Grandma went back onto her main account, and Heart reacted to a couple trivial posts I have made over the last couple of weeks, including a silly meme about cheese. I realized this was more than likely an attempt to get my attention. Almost as if to say, here's what I can see on one profile, and here's what I can see on the other. At this point, I opted to do nothing unless she reaches out. If she reaches out, I will be direct and honest about the boundaries I've established and why. If she doesn't, then I'm not going to go out of my way to announce them to her. Sometime between now and the birth, I will also make a point to block the old profile. Until then, I'm not going to give any sort of attention to her internet antics unless she goes way out of line. And that's the end of the story.
Wow.
Dang. I think that is the right move, OP, and good luck to ya.
Good luck.
But that's also the end of this episode.
Yep.
So,
OP, real quick, let us know how it goes, and we want to see pictures of the baby.
oh yeah, this is one of our own. Let us know.
If you love us, make sure to subscribe.
We love you. And
see you tomorrow.